When you are here to serve this world, bring this gift out there, make yourself visible, start to embody your abilities and trust yourself. It doesn't come to more strategy, it doesn't come to more pushing, it doesn't more even to more training, more retreats, more techniques or whatever. It comes to take that space where you could liberate yourself from what's stuck in your energy field, what's stuck in your mind, what's disconnected that prevents you to hear clearly, to feel clearly, to sense clearly, to just know, to connect with that place of trust that allows you to move through life, through creation, through your calling with more ease, that allows you to navigate your relationship with more groundedness, with more centeredness, with more peace, that allows you to remain centered regardless of the situation, not to be distracted by the outside pulls, not to be distracted and pull away from anything triggering you, because your body is the living library of everything that you're experiencing. The subconscious mind lives in the body, and the reason why sometimes we are not really experiencing things as smooth as we want, regardless if we are on the top of the wave or the bottom of the wave, because there is phases and rhythm in our life that makes us wanting or needing certain things. What really matters is how we could return to this center, to this clarity, to this space within ourselves that we feel connected, where we feel clear, when we feel centered, when we could listen, and when we can integrate. And sometimes, even though we have done a lot of things, or we actually haven't given ourselves this time for a long time to really take care of this self being the vehicle of our soul, what we need is to actually clear the space, open our connection, connect with our nervous system from a regulated place, learn how to breathe properly, because your breath is your soul in the body. If you don't breathe right, you're disconnected from your perception, your mind is very busy, and you're out of presence. If you lose presence, you lose awareness, you lose the ability to catch life when it's happening. It's not happening in the memory, this is gone. This is not happening in the projection of what we want, this is just direction. Direction, intention, desire, but regardless of the outcome and how it comes. The ability to take inspired action comes with our ability to be in our body, centered, presence required, awareness required, an ability to feel, see, sense, listen, and trust. That even if you don't know, even if it's a bit scary, you could make that step, you could post that video, you could send that message, you could launch this offer, you could help people with what you have to offer because you know it's valuable, and keeping it for yourself is not what you're here for. So the problem we have is that we try to look from our external solution to our internal problems. External solution like trying to find a new strategy to cope with our feelings, trying to be busy somehow, even not being consciously busy, but ending up being busy, doing things that makes us feel we are very busy. We are doing a lot of things, but we're actually not first listening or in our rhythm, depending on where we are in our day and how we fluctuate, where we are in our month and our seasons. And based on this, we end up forcing ourselves, being out of alignment, that really truly prevent us to actually show up to our best abilities. And showing up to our best abilities is also what needs to be in balance with our inner masculine and our inner feminine. You can't always flow in your feminine if you don't have a healthy inner masculine holding you. You can't only push and be directive and be controlling and be framing things all the time in your masculine, but not be open to flow and listen and trust and slow down and move and wave with what's coming. This is balance, that's a dance, that's the law of polarity. There is a rhythm to be able to listen, there is a timing for things to be right. So if you're unable to actually be in harmony within yourself and make that space and presence, it's probably because you are either doing too much and you're too busy, or you're not doing things that are actually very needed for keeping this balance that allows you to access yourself from a sovereign, liberated place, where you feel spacious, where you feel harmonious, where you feel it's flowy, it's effortless. It doesn't mean it's always easy, but it's getting simpler and simpler because of us being in that place. So what you really need for this is three things. The first thing is to have a proper routine. It doesn't mean it's a structured, rigid thing that doesn't change, but there is a structured routines that holds your days, at least the way you start your day, the way you finish your days. And if you can, ideally, to have a balanced polarity in those practices. Maybe you're more feminine and flowy and opening and smooth in the morning. Maybe you're more framed, still, centered, calm, directive in the evening. That creates a balance. The same with your physical activity. That would be a fourth point, actually. Do you have a physical activity developing strength in your body? External strength also builds inner strength. Inner strength is needed for transformation. Which leads to a second thing. Do you have tools that allows you to find your center quickly? That allows you to regulate your nervous system, find your breath again, catch your mind when it's running out all over the place. Bring yourself back in that awareness and that presence. Because with those tools, it doesn't have to be very long, but it's usually including some breath, some sounding, some movement, some humming, some moaning, some mix of all of those in different ways that can be done to connect with this nervous system on the parasympathetic level, get out of the stress response, get out of the sympathetic nervous system from breathing the wrong way, being aware of your breath all throughout the day, and therefore being present and able to be in a centered place. And not only regulate your nervous system, but be able to build the intensity and the ability to hold more of life, hold more energy, more receiving, more flow, more money, more abundance, more pleasure. Everything is about building the ability to hold more without leaking, with the ability to self-generate again and again this energy and to stay with this energy and make it flow. And this is often not possible if there is not the third point, which is the ability to create space to empty the bucket of the past where everything has been stored as a memory, a trigger, a subconscious pattern in your body, somatically speaking. That makes you reactive, that makes you tired, that makes you lose energy, that makes you lose presence, that makes you respond in those different ways, fight or flight, freeze mode, depending what's happening. The tools and the practices are the complement of making the space. If you're able to open yourself and release the weight of your emotion that hasn't been felt and processed in your body, make the space for new clear water to fill this bucket. And you have the practice to not store the new reactiveness that life is bringing in, because life never stops and people around us never stop, and we actually can't really know what's, when's the next thing that's gonna eat us. Not that this is us versus life. Life can be kind, but if you're equipped, you're better prepared than just getting it slapped in your face without knowing what to do. So if you can make this like through different longer practices, working with body work, working with the breath and the body in the same time, working with the vagus nerve, working with different things like this, or all together with energy work, working on the multidimensional level, of course, ideally would be great. So you could find the root cause of things, you could work on different layers, you could work on your chakra system, you could purify yourself, basically. It's like purifying water. You take it, you put it in the process of purification, it's getting clearer and clearer and clearer. The dust is leaving, the bucket is becoming clearer and clearer. Therefore, there is space to receive, there is space to feel, there is space to and become, and therefore be everything. Because in nothingness, there is everythingness. It's an ability through a specific process, regardless the process you use or you maybe need, is to be able to tap in this 0 point inside of yourself, where this is beyond the body, in this place of full creation, the origin of ourself, where our soul resides, but it feels it's the one that can witness this, feel this, experience this, but also being the observer of this whole experience. It's beyond the body. It's beyond the senses. It's beyond our physical experience. It's remembering the source that lives also within us, and that we could access more and more when we clear those stuck energy, those blockages, those tense memory in the body from past traumas in this life or from previous life. And that's usually comes with repetition that you can do repeatedly, often, or in at least in a condensed way. Like, that's also why we do retreats. That's also why we condense those things, because we don't have time, or we don't take the time, or we are busy with children, with family, with work, with a job, because maybe we are still in the job, not fully serving yet where we are being called to do, even though we are trained, ready, called, and we know it's what is the next step for us. That's the next step for us to take action on. But we need to get that clear. From that clarity, the trust comes, the peace comes, the centeredness comes, the inspired action comes. From that place where this bucket is getting more and more and more empty, it's a process, but it could also get quite spacey suddenly if it's been full for a while. When you go deeper for a specific journey or an experience, you make some space. Then you have practice that prevent you to fall back, that help you to regulate, that help you to find your focus again, that help you to shake the tension. And you have a proper practice structure that support your body strength, that support your mind, present structure, and your energy expression. If you have this in place, that's the recipe to liberate yourself and be able to thrive and take action and start activating your ability, expand this energy, open yourself for receptivity, for creativity. This is whole process, and this whole thing piled on each other lead you to your upcoming steps that basically help you to become magnetic, become more in your grace, in your openness, in your juiciness, call it the way you want, but this blissful, more open, glowy energy of yourself beyond all those heaviness and stuckness. That might be wave. We can meet some of them again and again as we are evolving, but it's just like the wave become a bit smoother. At the beginning they are very high, very low, very high, very low, comes very often, feels a bit restless, feels almost like a second full-time job. But as it's getting deeper and better, the waves can are smooth. They still can be sometimes big, but often like more smooth. And also because our attention start to shift through, I need to heal more, I need to heal more, I need to heal more, to, okay, now I've healed enough, I could continue deep in myself, but I'm choosing to direct my energy toward creation, toward expression, toward the outside world. It's not another year, another 5 years, or whatever amount of time that will help anything. It's starting to get ourselves exposed, to bring ourselves out. It's been an inner work for a long time now. The inner work continue as its equal value on the outer world, as within, so without. So after doing a lot of inside, there is a natural pull to go outside. If we resist this timing where we are being cool, no, not cool, where we are cool being cold, to express it outside, then this creates resistance if we don't do it. This creates more challenges, and your body might speak more loud with different symptoms, pains, and things that are recurring, and that doesn't come because you don't listen the calling. If you listen the calling, many problem on the physical level can actually ease, because that's directed, that's giving a direction to this energy to flow. Energy doesn't stay stuck somewhere. If it's stuck, it creates problem, it creates pain in the body, it creates illnesses, it creates diseases. So if we make it flow again within, we make space, now this energy can continue to prolifically expand, and then we could direct it, channel it towards something, toward a goal that really matters. And usually it's because there is a deeper calling of why you're here, regardless where you are, at which stage you are in your life. You know exactly what I'm talking about. There is this deeper calling that is the fucking main reason why you're doing all that work. Why would we? What the fuck would we just do all of that if it would be for nothing, just to pass through life on this beautiful earth incarnation, and just to die and pass and repeat again and go somewhere else? No, we came here for a certain reason, experience our spark of God, our spark of our soul in a certain way, unleashing to our specific, unique expression of ourselves towards something that we are called to be doing with joy, purpose, passion, in our divine way, in our unique way. But if we don't do it, that's what's great problem. So to summarize all this, if you are feeling that it's time to liberate yourself, you need to make space for it and create this bucket free, so then more can come and pour in. You need, second, a practice or few tools that allows you to find your center, connect and regulate your nervous system, activate your energy, bring your focus back again when you need during the day. And three, have a proper routine that supports physical and mental and emotional and spiritual balance with your feminine and masculine. A meditation, morning, evening, or a kind of meditation or practice. If you have those 2-3 things in place, that's the road to open yourself to your next level, your next calling, and therefore more receiving, more giving, more flowing. If you feel that's something that you actually struggle to do by yourself, even though you have tried many things, that's what came during meditation in those practices that I'm talking about 2 days ago. And that's why I'm creating this 2 days, 2.5 days actually, Liberate Yourself experience. This is a 2.5 day experience. If you see this video now, it's going to be live, otherwise it's going to be lifetime replay access for doing it for yourself. Set 2 days for a weekend where you're going to have 2 healing journeys a day using different tools from breathwork, energy work, somatic work, field work, multidimensional work, tantric work, and so on. Plus, you're gonna get few tools to use during the days to regulate yourself, activate yourself, and help yourself sleep deeper. And you're gonna get also a framework for a morning practice and an evening practice. By the end of the weekend, you get a plan to continue for at least 3 weeks or more to implement this into your life of regularly making that space. You have the tool, the journeys, the thing that will help you to get there when you need. You have the meditation and morning and evening practice that hold your day and that could be flexible and adjustable depending also on where you are. And you get tools that help you center yourself, regulate your nervous system, activate your energy, cool down your energy so it helps you sleep, and because sleep is super important as well. So if it's something that's calling you and you feel that could help you, you already know if it's resonating with you. You will find links in the description below this video. You could click, you could sign up. I'll see you inside, and I'm super looking forward to hear from your experience after this weekend, because I know that 2 days where you could condense this, give yourself the gift of basically taking the time. When is the last time you actually booked 2 days just for yourself to liberate what's blocking you, open things that are needed to now open, and give this also space for integrating? Because having this set for yourself, you could book an Airbnb if you don't have space home, you could organize with your family for kids to be taken care of, you could just have some support, but find a way, take those things for yourself. And if you can't do all the session live in the same time anyway, the replay, you have them for life, you could repeat this thing by yourself anytime when you need. So you could sign up now as a specific launch price. It's gonna double by the end of this week. If you're interested, you find the link below, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or send us an email. We'll be happy to reply, and we'll be also very happy to find you next. So make sure to subscribe for this channel if you have done it so far. Say hi, and next time I'll probably talk about the next step, because that's very important, and that's the reason why when you have opened, when you started to liberate yourself, then energy can flow, but we don't want it to leak. Then energy can expand, but we don't want it to be stuck. Then energy can open, and we want it to be able to be directed. It's activating your abilities, activating and purifying and amplifying, magnifying your energy, magnifying everything that is already within, to open yourself, get magnetic, and manifest your soul path, your soul life, your soul calling. Anyway, thank you for being here with me so far. I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to see you there or see you next time. If you want to start practicing by yourself, and you need a practice that helps you connect with your body, with your internal life force, to start to feel what's maybe blocking in this bucket of the past, to help you connect with your presence, then there is an inner flow activation practice that you could get for free. The link is also in the description, and I'll see you next time.